trust you will sing along with me.
I am whole, I am complete, from my head to my feet. I am love, I am healthy, I am whole. I am whole, I am complete, from my head to my feet. I am light, I am joy, I am whole. I am whole, I am complete, from my head to my feet. I am peace, I am health, I am whole. I am light, I am light, I am joy, I am whole. I am love, I am healthy, I am love, I am healthy, I am whole.
Friends, if it's comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just become aware of your breath and relax a little more deeply, a little more completely into your seat. I am complete. I am whole. I am joy. I am love. I am health. We pause for a moment and bring our full awareness to this place in consciousness where even in the midst of being fully human, we can become aware of the truth that we are divine in potential, that we are individualized expressions of love of God, that divine spark which we call the Christ, divine in potential. We rest here knowing that in our divine potential that nothing is missing, that we are whole. As a divine being, I am whole. As a divine being, I am whole. I am whole. The Christ presence in you has come that you might have life abundantly. Life. Charles Fillmore tells us that life is consciousness. And so we pause for a moment and bring our full awareness, even as we are fully human, we bring our full awareness, our full attention to the vastness within. So with a gentle breath, bring your full awareness to your heart center, this place where you are love. And with a gentle breath, experience the vastness in this place in consciousness, the unlimited potential that is here. The truth that in this place in consciousness that there is nothing but absolute good, unconditional love, unlimited, unlimited. I am whole. And with this vastness, sit for a moment and simply breathe. Commune with the one. Commune until you know yourself as the one. An individualized expression. In the stillness, in the silence. I am whole. I am health. I am joy. I am love. I am whole. And with a gentle breath, as you're ready, I invite you to bring your full awareness back into the limited space here on playground planet Earth. Bring your awareness back, but bring with you a knowingness. Bring back the wisdom that you are one with the one. Bring back your knowingness that I am whole. Affirm that with me now. I am whole. I am whole. And so it is, and so we let it be.
I trust you will sing along with me.
I am whole, I am complete, from my head to my feet. I am love, I am healthy, I am whole. I am whole, I am complete, from my head to my feet. I am light, I am joy, I am whole. I am whole, I am complete, from my head to my feet. I am peace, I am health, I am whole. I am light, I am light, I am joy, I am whole. I am love, I am healthy, I am love, I am healthy, I am whole.
This
affirmative song is by Michael Gott, and so let us sing it together right here, right now. I'm gonna make a brand new start right where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it is done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Let's do it again. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it is done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it is done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Woo, woo, right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Come on now. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I know receive, and it is done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Come on, let's do it one more time. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it is done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am.
I think that's a new song for me. I love it. Happy Sunday, my friends. I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and they had to get up early in the morning to go do their beach walk. We have a bunch of people in here that watch for turtle nests, yes? And you had one hatch, right? How many did y'all turtles? 130 turtles. That was last. Isn't that exciting? That breakthrough of new life. Do you realize how amazing turtles hatching is? Like, I mean, that is like it's fascinating to me, and I'm sure those of you that are on the Turtle Watch, in the Turtle Watch groups that go out, and you've probably know a lot more about this than me, so you'll pardon me if I get any of this wrong, but it's there is an incredible confluence of events that happens for these turtles to show up, these little baby turtles to show up. And that confluence begins when they hatch, because if they're if they end up being girl turtles, female turtles, they're going to come back to the same beach when they're adults to lay more eggs. That's amazing to me. Can you imagine, as human beings, if you had to return to the same hospital where you were born in order? I mean, it's fascinating to me that they can do that they can find that, and they return to the beach where they hatched, and then they wait until just the perfect time to climb up on the beach and dig a big hole with their big front flippers, right? And then they dig a deeper hole with their back flippers, right? In order to lay the eggs. And they And like they know like how deep they need to dig for the temperature to be right, for the eggs to incubate. And I don't know if you have ever noticed, but never once has a turtle laid an egg and an alligator came out. It's like that what is put into that egg is going, it's going to be a turtle. Just like you can't plant an acorn and expect there to be a peach tree. Right? We know this. This incredible confluence of events that this little creature is going to form and develop and start communicating with the other little turtles around it before it's even like fully formed, because they together are deciding as a group. They're chirping and they're going to decide, when are we going to break out of our shells? When are we going to break through the shell and then dig our way out and then make our way to the ocean as a group? Fascinating. And of course, they can't break through that shell if they don't have their little egg tooth. It's not really a tooth like we have teeth. And then that little, it's like one little thing on its beak and it claws its way out and then it digs out and then and they wait. They're down in a hole in the sand and somehow they know when is the right time to dig out and race to the ocean. But assuming that there's not too much ambient light from us, amazing human beings, that's going to confuse them and they run in the wrong direction. That happens. Do you know that the gender of the turtles, the sex of the turtles, is determined by the temperature while they're developing? How? I mean, that's just, I can't wrap my mind around that. It's fascinating to me. But in them is this knowingness that they are to be turtles. To be turtles. And that they're going to, that for the cycle to continue, that they will come back to this same beach. It's fascinating to me that this breakthrough happens in them, and we are also invited to having breakthroughs in order to find our way into the ocean, to race to the ocean and to be in this sea of love. That's just so fun to me. This week I was invited to watch a TED Talk by a woman who's, her search for deeper meaning in life. Anybody ever have a deeper? Did you search for deeper meaning in life ever? Anybody ever done that? She decided that would lead her to graduate school to study the psychology of happiness. And Emily Smith said, this was in something she wrote in the New York Times a few years ago, the most meaningful lives I've learned are often not the extraordinary ones. They're the ordinary ones lived with dignity. An ordinary life lived with dignity. And her search led her to identify 4 pillars, because, graduate students they like to make lists and understand. So, so do we. One of them is belonging. You like belonging? Do we like belonging? To have this sense of connectedness to one another, to be with people that understand at least a little bit of the lens that we are seeing this amazing playground planet Earth with all of its tribulations and trials and joys and amazing events. We like to experience belonging. We like to be in community. Sometimes, for a lot of people, belonging is about family. Sometimes belonging is about a school. I grew up in the mountains of Virginia. But when I moved to Alabama, the first question they asked, even before where do you go to church, they ask Auburn or Alabama, right? I'm from the mountains of Virginia, Virginia Tech, right? Because it's a sense of belonging. So it can be schools. It can also be faith communities. It could be that you are from down east, Susie. And those of us that are not from down east, they will tell us, right? They will call us dingbatters or daughters or what was that last one? Yeah, you're from off, right? You're from off. We all know these things, right? But we like to belong. The other one of the other pillars that she had was purpose. Have y'all heard about purpose before? That's Edwin Gaines, when we looked at the 4 spiritual laws of prosperity. One of those laws of prosperity is to live in purpose, to find your purpose. And your purpose, Peggy, is not the same as my purpose or the same as any other purpose here. And it can't be, and it shouldn't be. But one of the things that fascinated me about this study is that she found and she understood that the purpose was, and it's not just about living on purpose, but it's about figuring out how you can use your strengths to serve others. Service is the spiritual path. How can you be in service with the purpose, that which is calling you forth from an internal place? You know, she's looking at the science, I'm looking at the spirituality, and what is that spark, that divine spark that's in you? What is that calling forth for you to do and to be in the world? How are you being called to use this amazing skill set, talent set, that which brings you joy? How are you being called to use that in service to the world? Being called to use it in service to the community to which you belong. And the next pillar that she identified, and I love this one, but of course, again, we're going to define it very differently. She called it transcendence. Transcendence, and called it getting into a mental state of complete focus and engagement. Complete focus and engagement. Have y'all noticed how difficult it can be to completely focus on stuff? And then when that transcendent moment happens and you are doing this thing and you are in the flow, and then you look at a clock and you're like, where has the time gone? Because boy, when we are not in the flow, you feel every tick of that second hand, don't you? All right, you feel every tick of that second hand. I can tell when I get into the flow sometimes, because I'll stand here and I will look at the clock when I get done talking, and I'm like, ooh, I talked a long time, but nobody was looking at their watch. That feels good. I'm in the flow. Feels good when we get into the flow. And then we have that transcendence, that experience of transcendence when we are truly using that purpose that we are called for to serve the community of belonging that we have. And we get this opportunity in every moment to step here and to be in the flow. And when we get into the flow, right, things just come. Our good comes to us. Have you noticed that? And you're like, I mean, it comes to us, and we are like, wow. We feel like an Olympian, and jumping up on that pommel horse, and going from Clark Kent to Superman, and it's just like we have embodied who we are supposed to be. What an incredible feeling to be on purpose, to be in purpose, to be transcendent in that moment of energy. And then finally, Miss Smith, her final pillar, I love. Anybody want to guess? Anybody? Storytelling. Storytelling. I like to tell stories. I fancy myself as storytelling, right? But it's not just like it's not like telling stories and making up fables or children's books. The storytelling that she is talking about is how we shape meaning by creating, editing, and transforming the story of our lives. How we give meaning to the story of our lives, and sometimes it's really easy to get wrapped up in the bad stuff that has happened in life. At least that's been my experience. Maybe y'all haven't done that, but sometimes I will focus. I know y'all won't believe this, but I will focus on that word that I mispronounced in the middle of a service 7 months ago, and it will wake me up in the middle of the night. And here's an interesting thing. In order for us to have the breakthroughs that we want to have in life, in order for us to experience the joy and the gratitude that we want to in life, for us to see that this playground planet Earth is just as amazing as it is sometimes we have to mispronounce a word and wake up in the middle of the night. Sometimes that thing that does not feel good, that we label as bad, has happened in order for us to know the truth. Y'all remember the prodigal son? Right? The prodigal son could not come home if he never left. Sometimes we have to acknowledge in our stories that the bad things that we have, the things that we have labeled bad, have led to the most amazing breakthroughs in our lives. They have resulted in the truth that we can transform. But before transformation happens here in the manifest world, it has to happen where? In consciousness, in our thinking and feeling. We have to transform. And it's going to be easier to transform if you start crafting your story to support transformation. If you start editing that story so that everything that has happened has not been bad, but things that have happened have allowed for me to expand in my ability to love. Because I don't know what y'all did this week, but I spent the entire week loving everyone I came in contact with. That is not true. That is not true. I tried. I really did try, but I didn't. I didn't love everything that happened. But we try. I don't know, have you ever noticed that when transformation does happen here in the manifest world, when transformation does happen, everyone comes out with their clipboard and they go, "Tell us how this happened. What happened?" This is a biblical thing, right? I mean, Jesus heals a blind man, allows him to see an individual who was born without the ability to see, is suddenly an adult, and he and Jesus have an interaction, and the man is then suddenly able to see. And what happens? Everybody comes forth and they go, What happened? How did this happen? How did this happen? How can you now see? Because it defies all logic. It defies who I want, who I believe you to be, because you have now changed in a way that I cannot fathom, I cannot understand. And you've got to explain it to me. Because maybe then I can transform like the way you transformed. But see, the blind man's breakthrough of transformation is not going to be my breakthrough. It's not going to be your breakthrough. Every individual turtle that has to break out of its shell has to break out of its own shell. There are no turtles going to the next shell and getting somebody else out. And it's interesting, if you stumble across a bird egg and you help that bird get out of its egg, or you stumble across a cocoon and you help that butterfly come out of its cocoon, the bird dies, the butterfly dies, because the struggle of the breakthrough is what gives them strength to make their way in the world. The breakthrough is so important for us. And that breakthrough ties to this idea of an altar, because your breakthrough is when you suddenly realize that all of the attention that has been paid in our society on the idea of death and sin of our way shower, right? Because then we start beating ourselves up when we call ourselves sinners. You ever done that? You ever known people to do that? And the truth is that we have this altar moment. We have this breakthrough where we realize that though we are fully human in expression, we are divine in potential. I have come that you might have life and have it abundantly. That's what our way shower said. He did not say, I have come. This is the narrative. I have come to die for your sins. Didn't say that. I have come that you might have life and have it abundantly. Everything I've done, you can do, and so much more when you know who you are. And that is your breakthrough moment. And sometimes we have these incredible little breakthrough moments that are incredible and wonderful. And we make our way all the way to the ocean, only to get eaten by a shark. So we might need another breakthrough moment. We might need another breakthrough moment as we learn how to ride the surf and make our way to the open ocean. We might need another breakthrough moment where we learn that I can eat this jellyfish, but I cannot eat this plastic bag that looks like a jellyfish. See, there's a breakthrough moment, and then there's a breakthrough moment, and there's a breakthrough moment. Because in this amazing world that we live in, we get so much information thrown at us that would remind us of the limitations of life, of the limitations of this manifest world. And are there limits in this world? Well, that depends on where you are in consciousness. Because if you argue for your limits, you get to experience them. And you are unlimited in potential when you break through and know who you are. In my social media travels this week, I also stumbled across something about Michael Phelps. Y'all remember Michael Phelps? 23 gold medals in Olympic events throughout the years. And there's a 2008 Scientific American article said, why is Michael Phelps so good? Do Phelps' body shape and flexibility give the 8 gold medal winner a physical edge in swimming? That was back in 2008, so it was just 8 medals at that time. So now it's 23. So here we have the people with their clipboard coming and going, well, why is this so? Is it because of his wingspan? Because, he's It's really wide. Right? Is it because that his was it size 14 feet, bend an extra 15 degrees, quote, farther at the ankle than most other swimmers, turning his feet into virtual flippers? We've got to understand what the difference is. One of the things that the TED Talk that I watched from Emily Smith this week that she started with was the increasing rates of suicide in the world today. Even though arguably life is better, life is good, life is also somewhat difficult at times. Michael Phelps has talked about this. He has talked about the fact that there are a number of Olympic medalists through the years who have taken their own lives. And he struggles with mental health issues. And he had a therapist tell him, he talked about this, he opened up about struggling with depression and anxiety throughout his career. He disclosed his treatment and the advice that a therapist gave him. My therapist told me to say an affirmation every time you walk through a doorway. How many doorways do you think you walk through a day? Wow. In and out of the bathroom, at every single time, every doorway you go through, say an affirmation. Say an affirmation. Well, there's a tool right there to change our stories, to edit our stories, to in the midst of this incredibly painful thing that might be happening, is to say, I do not suffer. I do not suffer, but I grow from every experience and learn how to be the presence of love. Because we don't want to limit ourselves in our stories. We don't want to limit ourselves in our stories. We don't want to, we can argue about this later if you want to, but I think that when we put ourselves into a community that tells us we're less than, that tries to write a story for us where we are less than, that we are limited, that we're sinners, that there is nothing you can do to change your life except experience the suffering. But see, the truth is that suffering is not necessary. See, suffering is when we decide that things are supposed to look different. Have you ever wanted things to look so different, and it didn't look the way you really wanted it to, and so you would gnash and wail and scream. Painful things happen in life, and they invite us to have breakthroughs, to know the truth, to know how can I live through this moment and keep going on? How can I live through this moment and still show up and be the person I'm supposed to be, and to serve those people that I love? How can I serve those people that I find it difficult to love? Those of you that don't know this, I work with some primary age students that have some emotional dysregulation issues, and there's a responsive classroom training, and I participated in a conversation this week and learned something new. I am not supposed to walk into a classroom and say, hello friends, how's everyone today? Because friend messes up the power dynamic of being an authority figure, right? Because, well, my friend wouldn't tell me not to do that, right? So I've been trying to rewrite, what is, how do I handle this? Because you can't walk in and say some of the things you want to say to those kids, right? We have to be willing to have a breakthrough in every moment. In every moment, a breakthrough to know that though I am fully divine in expression, that I am fully human in expression, that I am divine in potential, to know in every interaction that every person that we meet is also fully human and doing the very best they can with what they know, and they are also fully divine in potential. Everyone. So, what is the breakthrough today for you, friends? What is the breakthrough that you need to have in this moment so that you might know that you are one with the one, and that your experience here in Playground Planet Earth, your experience is your responsibility? What breakthrough do you need to have so that your experience in this moment can be more loving, can be more kind, so that you can know that you are at peace, so that you can stand here and affirm, knowing the vastness of consciousness, of life that exists within you, that you can say, I am health, I am whole, and that nothing is missing. What's the breakthrough for you? Where are you holding yourself back? What is the story, the idea, the belief that you need to transform? Because the shell that is holding you back is in your mind. And you take your little egg tooth and break through that one today and go forth. Step into the transcendence of the flow. Welcome all the good that is wanting to come to you right now. Do that and be grateful. Wake up with grateful eyes. Grateful eyes. Because grateful eyes see everything as the blessing it is. How will you break through? How will you break through? And so your assignment this week, if you're willing to take on your assignment this week, because I give assignments, correct? Your assignment this week is to think about your breakthrough. Identify your breakthrough, and then maybe, just maybe, send me an email and tell me how you're breaking through. How are you breaking through? What has been holding you back, and how are you taking charge of your life and transforming it with the truth? Because the truth will set us free. That's what I've got to share today, friends, and I appreciate you listening. I love you all. Be well.
This is a lovely song by Andrew Day, I Rise Up.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't seem to fight it. I can see in you, so we can work it out and move mountains. We can work it out and move mountains. I rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it isn't quiet. It feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like you might be dying, but I promise you we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you. For that we have each other. We'll rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000